It's EddyEd TV, back with another video. I'm doing another 1,000 Ways to Die, but this time it's top 10,000 ways to die deaths. Now, if I were to make my top 10,000 ways to die deaths, I don't know, it's a lot of interesting ones. Not that I like death, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. Like, some of the worst ones that I would rank in my top 10. I can't think of them off the top, but I got some ideas. But anyways, this is the top 10 1,000 ways to die death. Come on. Every time I'm trying to do an intro, a fly gotta pop out of nowhere. Anyways, man, for the fourth time. See, I forgot what I was thinking about. Yes, this is Watch Mojo. This is Watch Mojo's top 10. So we'll see what they say about it. It's a kind of a long video, so bear with me. Let's hop straight into it. EddyEd TV. Bow. I don't know what the punch was for, but let's rock.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 1,000 Ways to Die deaths.
What?
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day,
Stupid.
so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we'll be ranking the craziest, wildest, and most gruesome death scenes that were featured on the Spike series, 1,000 Ways to Die. Deaths from every season will be considered.
I remember that. That's fanciful.
Just so long as they left one serious impression upon audiences and fans. Number 10, Midnight Choker. Here's a word to the wise. It's a very bad idea to try and swallow dangerous objects.
Yeah.
Sticks with your friends. This was, unfortunately, the cause of death for this poor guy.
Hey, Sonny! Do the trick, brother! Do the trick, man!
Stupid.
The segment Midnight Choker.
Hey, pause one time. That's why I don't get hyped when people try to, hype you up and do stuff that you know is stupid and you could get hurt or even die. Don't do it. Relax. Don't do it.
Name of Sonny, who made it a habit of swallowing pool balls and bringing them back up with the greatest of ease.
It's a pretty cool thing, but it's really, really dangerous.
Really dangerous.
Sonny met his demise trying to swallow the cue ball, which he didn't notice was slightly larger than the average pool ball. By the time he realized the size difference, it was too late. Number 9, fecal attraction. Some folks will do just about anything for a buzz, but in the case of a rocker named Cedric, it was all about a homegrown sort of high. This drug-deprived musician was on a tour stop in Utah and was forced to resort to Jankum, a psychedelic high achieved by huffing the fermented fumes of sewage or feces.
What is wrong with you, man?
The unorthodox method of intoxication proved to be the end of Cedric. However, when he made the mistake of sticking his head inside a porta potty, the methane gas from the toilet caused him to pass out and eventually asphyxiate due to a lack of oxygen.
That's what you get, man, by being a dummy.
Blood from
Look at that.
accepting oxygen from the lungs, and eventually convulsions and death.
Number 8, Lawn of the Dead. What goes up must come down. Just make sure you're safely out of the way when it happens. The subject of our next death didn't heed this advice and suffered fatal consequences. Matthew was partying with some friends during the hedonistic 1970s and decided to pull out the lawn darts for a bit of drunken shenanigans.
Who's up first?
Drinking and sharp-tipped objects don't exactly make for the best of bedfellows, however, a notion that Matthew found out firsthand.
Check this out.
He was distracted by a flasher when tossing the deadly dart, and it flew directly up in the air and back down into his skull, killing him instantly. Number 7, Habeas Corpus.
That's a sharp dart. That is a
The next
sharp
list
dart.
is an example of a practical joke gone horribly, fatally wrong. Ian's idea of fun was taking a running start and jumping into the tempered glass that lined the conference room of the prestigious law firm.
Idiot.
It worked. This particular time, the window and frame gave way, leading Ian straight to his death. The lawyer plummeted to the ground below and died instantly as a result of severe skull and spinal injuries.
Of course.
This segment was based on the real-life death of Toronto lawyer Gary Hoy, although the 1,000 Ways to Die crew made Ian a sleazier sort of character, probably to lessen the impact of his loss. Number 6, Fanciful. Call this next entry a series of really unfortunate events. Fanciful follows a rabid football fan who goes the extra mile to support his favorite team. Not even sub-zero temperatures dissuade George from painting his body blue and heading shirtless to the game. Unfortunately for him, alcohol abuse and some Arctic-level freezing weather meant that not even his closest friends could see that George was displaying all of the telltale signs of hypothermia, and he died right there in the stands. At least he passed away doing what he loved.
Severe hyperthermia, your core body temperatures drop to below 86 degrees Fahrenheit. You suffer multiple organ failure. What kills you is cardiac arrest.
Number 5. Titty Titty Bang Bang.
Just down me.
Oh yeah, somebody requested this, but it sounded inappropriate, so I didn't do it because I don't do those type of videos. But I kind of did. Let's continue.
What it is that you want.
I want stripper boobs.
This death scene from A Thousand Ways to Die is one of the most popular in the entire show's history, despite the fact that the science behind it has been debunked by Mythbusters. Titty Titty Bang Bang showed the bloody aftermath of a boob job gone wrong, when a stripper, who received water balloon implants, sees them
Water
explode while
balloons?
flying to her new job.
Oh my gosh.
Although the Mythbusters episode stated there was no proof that this would actually happen at 35,000 feet, Titty Titty Bang Bang nevertheless took the novel concept and ran with it for all it was worth.
She's going to be exposed to a slightly lower atmospheric pressure, which could lead to failure and catastrophic
Oh my gosh.
Number 4. Butt plugged.
Damn, baby. Like the best thing I've seen in 3 years.
I bet.
We can't blame an ex-con for trying to avoid going back to prison, but this next sequence of events spelled trouble right from the get-go. Lucky Levinson was already batting 1,000 when
What
he
are you-
decided to drive drunk with a prostitute in the passenger seat, but he was set for a trip back to the clink when he was pulled over by the popo.
It's pepper spray. Take it.
No!
It's a parole violation. I go back for 2 years for this.
Levinson decided to stick a can of pepper spray up his rectum.
Oh my
to
gosh.
police, but this went horribly wrong when a scuffle caused the can to empty its contents into Levinson's body, killing him.
There's nowhere for that pepper to diffuse, so it's just constantly going to be irritating that lining, causing more and more damage.
Number 3.
Oh.
Sex radiation to the brain as a result of some hanky-panky between a doctor and a nurse.
That's messed up,
Looks like
man.
a fun place to work.
The death was inspired by the real-life fatalities caused by the Therac 25 linear accelerator, only sprinkled with a bit of the sauciness and black humor for which A Thousand Ways to Die is known.
Our advice, stay out of hospitals.
Number 2. Mine over splatter. War is hell, and sometimes it can even come back to haunt us. The ex-Viet Cong soldiers
That's
who inhabited
that's
Mine
never a
Over
good
Splatter
game,
segment
man.
found this out firsthand. These men were already tempting fate by playing Russian roulette together, but in a fake-out, they actually come through the deadly game unscathed. That is, until they decide to celebrate by stomping around without a care in the world. They meet their end in dramatic fashion when the vibrations from their feet cause a long-forgotten landmine to explode, raining down fire, death, and body parts.
When a human being steps on a landmine, it sends a electrical signal to a igniter, and it explodes.
Before we name our number 1 gross-out pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
What's that smell? Something is still cooking. Oh, it's Lionel.
Ugh.
Instead of giving his robot a brain, he should have put his own to better use.
Number 1. A chainus runs through it.
Shadis, gonna make me famous.
Body piercing and modification have come a long way, but sometimes a bad idea is just that.
Hey, quick comment. I do not like body piercings. I don't even like seeing them, really. well, extreme body piercings, like this one right here, like chains through your arm. That's just too much. I don't like those things at all. But nevertheless,
A bad idea. A tattoo artist named Zeke found this out the hard way when he decided upon an extravagant mod he called a chainus,
It's just
wherein
too
a chain
dangerous,
was strung
man.
in his mouth, through his digestive system, and out his anus.
That's
If this wasn't
stupid.
fulfilling enough, a close
What
call
is
with an
wrong
angry
with
customer led to
you?
Zeke's chain being caught on a forklift. The resulting pressure not only lifted Zeke up off the ground, but it sliced through his entire digestive system and throat, leaving him a bloody and disgusting mess.
see,
Do you agree with our
That's
hits?
your fault.
Check out these other great clips from Watch Mojo.
hey, Watch Mojo, y'all had a lot of sexual ones, which probably weren't the most interesting deaths. And like I said, death is not really, I'm not saying like, okay, I want to see, terrible deaths, but out of the ones that I've seen, those weren't the worst ones. You know, those weren't the worst categories. But let me know what you guys thought. Drop down your top 10 of worst deaths, and I'll check them out. And